1.6-litre manual diesel variant gives out 128 bhp. Compare that to Vento diesel that churns out 105 bhp and the SX4 diesel that is a mere 90 bhp.
Well, like the petrol variant, the diesel one too comes with a 1.6-litre engine. The difference though is that this one comes with a 6-speed gearbox. And like the petrol version, the diesel version comes loaded with every possible feature, including the smart key. Tells you how important diesel is becoming for car makers in times of rising petrol prices.
Hyundai needs to be complimented a lot for it. Almost every car maker tries to do some cost cutting when it comes to diesel variants, but they've chosen to go the other way. However, here's the only letdown. For someone as tall as 6 feet, the Verna feels cramped for space. The riding position is good, but the amount of head and leg room is anything but generous.
Now, whoever said Hyundai makes boring looking cars needs to have one long hard look at this new Verna. Wherever you see on this car, it's full of lines and curves and twists and turns, be it the front bonnet, the front bumper, the profile of the car, and even towards the rear. And all that makes this car look very, very appealing.
Certainly, there were a lot of minds coming together to finally decide on a design for this car. There might be too many slashes and lines for some, but there's no doubt that it stands out from the crowd. Forget about the Verna Transform or the earlier Verna. This car looks a lot better than even its more fancied rivals like the Honda City and Maruti SX4. If looks are the first thing that attracts you towards a car, then Verna will not let you go away. For the outside, the car is a joy to look at. Especially the new front grille and these L-shaped fog lamps are anything but monotonous. And from the inside, the new Verna is equally refreshing if not more. The materials used are high quality, fit and finish is excellent, and it seems like a pleasant place to be. It's loaded with features. You keep recollecting them as you keep finding them. Steering mounted controls, outside rear view mirrors, smart key, a Bluetooth equipped stereo system with aux and iPod connectivity. The list is endless. But even amongst all these features, the one that stands out is the rear parking sensors with cameras that has its display in the cabin rear view mirror. Hyundai plans to launch the car in May. Prices haven't been announced, but an aggressive pricing will do the trick. Anything around 8 lakh rupees for the petrol version and 9 lakh for the diesel variant will ensure that.
Well, with some below par sales over the last few years, even the competition had stopped taking the Verna seriously. But with this new model, Hyundai is back with a bang. And now, the very same competition has to think seriously, very seriously.
And that's not all. The last fortnight has been particularly special for the Indian car market just because of the kind of brands that have set foot here. The trend, which started with Bugatti and Maybach, just doesn't seem to stop. And it continues with the supercars like Aston Martin and Maserati. It's been a busy 10 days for premium luxury car lovers in India. Famed Italian car maker Maserati announced its arrival in the rapidly growing segment last week. The luxury sports car brand made its debut at a jaw-dropping price range of between 1.2 and 1.5 crore rupees. The lineup will include high-performance custom-made cars like the 4-door Quattroporte sedan, its 2-door GT Coupe Gran Turismo cousin, and the Gran Turismo's topless version, the Gran Cabrio. The first dealership will come up in Mumbai this year, followed by Delhi next year. 700 cars were sold in India in the high-end luxury segment last year, and the company says it could easily double up soon.
We don't have a initial first year or second year figure because we believe it will take us some time to establish ourselves properly, and in the beginning volume is not so important, quality is more important for us. But we are starting third year, we will start to achieve three-digit figure from the third year onward.
India, known to have among the world's largest number of millionaires, will be the 63rd market for Maserati in the world. The cars will be delivered to customers within 4 months from the placement of orders. But if you have more than a crore to buy a car, it's time you get spoilt for choices. Indian auto aficionados can now relive the 00 experience with the launch of famous models from Aston Martin, super spy James Bond's car of choice. The slick British sports car brand is set to offer its full range in India, which will include the Vantage, Rapid, DB9 and DBS. This implies featuring the Aston Martin 5.9-litre V12 DOHC engine with 4 valves per cylinder and doing a maximum power of 470 bhp. The price will range between 1.3 crores for the Vantage to 2.9 crores for the Rapid and DBS. And the luxury car story doesn't end here. Another European luxury car maker, Bentley, has introduced its Continental GT model in India. This comes with a price tag of 1.9 crore rupees. The two-door offering is powered by a 12-cylinder engine and attains a top speed of 318 km per hour. It touches the speed of 100 km per hour in just 4.6 seconds. It comes with a new touchscreen technology for cabin controls, dials and a removable storage case. The Volkswagen Group company has a tie-up with Exclusive Motors Private Limited for selling Bentley cars in India that has showrooms in Delhi and Mumbai.
So that's the popularity. Always the four-door model has a wider spectrum of customers who would be looking at buying it. That is always the bigger market share, bigger share of our volume every year. But surprisingly, the two-door market, because of this comfort level in this car, and the four-seater one is also adding a lot of extra volume more than which we require. Like I told you, even before the launch of this car, we already have 10 orders, out of which the first cars we deliver in the next 10 days.
The luxury car deluge began last November with the world's most expensive car, Bugatti Veyron, which was launched by the reintroduction of Maybach, and the launch of Ferrari and Koenigsegg. Just a few days are left for the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton. From horse-drawn carriages to Rolls-Royces, we are getting you the entire lowdown on the sets of wheels to be used for the famed wedding.
With a few weeks left for the British royal wedding, preparations are frantically underway to ensure an immaculate turnout for the horses and carriages that will form the regal procession through London Street, the centrepiece of the day's regal festivities. Behind closed doors at the Royal Mews, ornate coaches are being polished ahead of the nuptials of Prince William and Kate Middleton on 29th April. The Mews, located next to Buckingham Palace, houses the royal collection of carriages and limousines used by the monarchy on state occasions and special celebrations. At the centre stage is the fairy tale glass coach, a shining dark maroon carriage with crimson and gold detail dating from 1881. The coach has been used on several occasions by royal brides on their journeys to be married, including Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon, the late Queen Mother in 1923, and Lady Diana Spencer on her way to wed Prince Charles in 1981. The carriage has a fixed roof design to keep the rain at bay and will be used by Prince William and his new bride on their return journey from Westminster Abbey to Buckingham Palace in case of inclement weather.
There is something very special about this sort of occasion. It only happens once in somebody's lifetime, and so it is very important that we, as you know and as everybody knows, upon us on the 29th of April.
Attention to detail is lavished on every aspect of the procession regalia. Leather horse harnesses, richly decorated with brass insignia, are spotlessly cleaned. But while horse-drawn coaches have been the typical mode of transport for royal brides arriving for their weddings, Kate Middleton has decided to travel to church by car. Middleton will arrive at Westminster Abbey in a Rolls-Royce. But if the weather is fine, the return journey from the Abbey will be an altogether different spectacle. After the ceremony, William and Kate will ride in an open-topped 1902 State Landau horse-drawn carriage for the procession back to Buckingham Palace, allowing crowds to get a better view of the newlyweds. The carriage was specially built for King Edward VII for use at his coronation and is now typically used by the Queen to meet foreign heads of state on official visits to Britain. The Royal Mews is home to 30 specially trained carriage horses, 18 of which will be used during the coach procession on 29th April. In its busy stable yard, workers are engaged full-time in cleaning, grooming and training the animals. The process of selecting the right combination of horses and chauffeurs will take place over the coming weeks.
Over the next few weeks we'll essentially confirm the running lists so we know what horse is going to be used and who they're going to be used by. And then the next few weeks in terms of training, we'll be running those people and those horses together as a team, so they get used to each other. We can fine-tune them to make sure that they go as well as they possibly can.
In all, there would be 5 horse-drawn carriages. The first would carry William and his bride. The next 2 carriages would carry Prince Harry, the best man, and Pippa Middleton, the maid of honour and the bridesmaids. The next carriage will carry Queen Elizabeth II and her husband Prince Philip, followed by a carriage with Prince Charles, Camilla and Michael and Carol Middleton, the bride's parents.
Coming up, Priyanka goes on a joyride with VJ Jose.
I'm excited. I hope the car is a good one.
I believe it's a good... They don't
I think it's a modified version of this very rickshaw.
Newsx live from Chile.
Abdul Rauf, one of the most wanted terrorists in the history of India.
First pictures of the high security prison.
Here in Chile, in the prison called Santiago Uno, just behind my back.
The first visuals of the CBI officials there. First to tell you that Chile has the wrong Rauf.
Abdul Rauf in Santiago is not the Abdul Rauf India is looking for.
IPL action with me, Mayanti Langer, on Clash of the Titans in the ultimate sports show, only on Newsx.
Is brought to you by MTS. Stay ahead with the new MTS Pulse from HTC. MTS, a step ahead. IIPM ranked amongst top 5 B schools in India and number 1 in global exposure. And Tata Manza, a class apart.
Genocide is a word that adequately describes this situation. Expropriation of material resources cannot be a basis for a future society. It's necessary for me to hope in order to survive. Everybody who believes in trying to chart a way to the future is talking about equity and peace.
Watch A Doctor to Defend, the Binayak Sen story at these times on Newsx.
Technology is constantly surprising you. We just make sure it will be for the best. Gadget reviews, technology updates on Tech and You at these times on Newsx.
Vijay Kant, having joined Jayalalitha, seems to be swinging the pendulum her way. Is your joining the DMK having the opposite effect?
No, me joining the DMK is not about swinging the pendulum. I think what Mr. Vijaykanth has done is the stupidest decision he's ever taken of joining that. I had very high regards for him, but I thought that if he could stand alone, he could make a mark for himself.
Watch In Conversation with Saeed Naqvi at these times on Newsx.
Newsx exposes the government's contempt for the ordinary Indian. Rupees 25,000 for losing a limb and a career. A cruel joke on the nation. Forces cornered Makan's U-turn.
दोषी को पकड़ना और खिलाड़ी को बढ़िया से बढ़िया इलाज कराने में दोनों में हम लोग उसमें काम तेजी से करते हैं.
Join the fight for Anonima.
When he's not anchoring shows on a popular music channel, VJ Jose likes to spend some quality time with his hard-earned set of 4 wheels. Priyanka Kochar went with the stylish VJ on a joyride to find out more about his liking for automobiles.
It's certainly getting hotter by the minute on every episode of Living Cars, and you could certainly blame me for that, but you cannot blame our next guest on Living Cars, because he's everything but hot. Well, let's welcome.
Yeah, thank you. That's really sweet of you. It's extremely hot out here. I think that's what she meant.
It's thanks to me. It's thanks to me. Anyways, hello, Jose ji. Arey, Jose ji, rukiye, Jose ji. His name is not Jose. People stop calling him that. His name is Jose. Hello.
And my name is not Vijay either. They call me Vijay Jose. I don't know what that's about. It's Jose. Thank you.
Okay, so that is Vijay Jose, and this episode is going to be with this man. We're going to have a lot of fun. So keep watching.
Rickshaw, rickshaw.